I just finished The Girls Who Grew Big. I don't have the little dust cover thing on it right now. Before I yap about this book though, let me rant. My whole house has been sick for, I don't know, it feels like 4 weeks at this point. I don't know exactly how long, could be longer, honestly. We just keep getting hit with back to back to back sicknesses, like cold, flu, no, not flu. Do we have the flu? I don't know. We had something though. My daughter had a fever and yeah, just never really figured out what that was about. Took it day by day and was like, well, we have this fever. It's just been back to back, pink eye, ear infections, like 5 different colds. It's so annoying. Hopefully I'm in the last few days of this cold though. I think I'm on the mend. Anyway, so let's yap about The Girls Who Grew Big really fast before I pick my next book. I didn't really know what to expect going into this book. A girl in the book club that I'm in was like raving about how this book was amazing. It should have been our book club book of the month, and it didn't win. It was runner-up, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read both of them. I read the other book club book of the month, which was The Mad Wife, also a great book, but this one really hit. It's basically a story about motherhood, friendship, trauma, yes, girlhood, like just everything you could think of about like being a woman, having a child, growing from being a child to an adult, taking on all those responsibilities, like just so many things. I feel like the main thing with this book, the author is so good. I don't know if this is her debut novel or if she, oh no, she has another book. Okay, I definitely need to read more by her because her writing, the imagery, the lyricism, like just her way of storytelling was so good that I literally had to go in and get a pen and like underline some stuff because I was like, this is so good. Like the way she tells stories, and I didn't even underline like just the things that were like, wow, I really love how beautifully that was written and how she really went into depth to like get you to understand the full emotions of this story. I just underlined parts that were relatable, but if I was underlining parts that were like, wow, beautifully written, it would have been like dang near the whole book. Like this book was written so good, especially when she was like she would talk about like orcas, but then relate it to like the most deep, like it was crazy. I don't know, this was such a good book, honestly. Chef's Kiss, honestly, like I said, especially if you're a mom, it's gonna hit different. There are going to be parts where you definitely want to underline and tab. I need to go through and tap up all the spots that I underlined so I can reference them faster, but definitely a great book. I was not expecting it to be what it was, honestly. But yeah, let's go ahead and pick out my next read. We're gonna put this on my shelf, my light guide. So I don't know how this is gonna look. Here's where I keep my hardcovers right now. I'm definitely trying to look for a better setup of this bookshelf because I don't really like how it is right now. But for now, we're just gonna leave it like this. This is all my red, and here's my to be read. And normally I just pick off this shelf here because that's just my vibe right now. These are all thriller. First of all, I found my Kindle. It's been missing for like 2 or 3 weeks. I literally had a new Kindle in my Amazon cart ready to be bought, and then I found it. So that's amazing. Love that. Anyway, thrillers, I have to be in the mood for a thriller. Romance, again, have to be in the mood for it, especially this type of romance. If it's like fluffy, not very deep, I'm probably not gonna pick it up. This I heard will make me cry, so I'll probably read it at some point. Frankenstein is our book club book of the month, so I do want to start that, and it's really small, so maybe we'll do that. Americana, I just heard really good things about it, so I do want to start that as well. This one's technically for my husband. This one I'm very messy for, but it sounds good. I like mess. I'm so sorry about it. I like mess. This also sounds good. I think this is actually romance though, but it was giving like general fiction, so I put it here. I feel like reading the first page will help me decide. So we're gonna read the first page of Frankenstein. I don't want to even bend it. Like I'm trying to read it like this because it's so like stiff. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, I know this was written in like 1800, and I'm known to not be a huge fan of classics. I have tried to read Pride and Prejudice a good like 5 times, and I keep DNFing because of the language. Not that the story isn't good, but it's just so hard for me to be fully into it. I've even tried the audiobook, so don't even say try the audiobook. I've tried it. I just can't process what they're telling me because how they speak. So it's confusing me. Inspirited by this wind of promise, my daydreams become more fervent and vivid. I try in vain to be persuaded that the pole is the seat of frost and desolation, it ever presents itself to my imagination as the region of beauty and delight. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, the writing sounds beautiful. It's like, wow, that's a great way to express it and explain it, but I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Love that for the book club girls though, but yeah, I don't know if I'll actually be joining into that. I probably should have read it before buying it. That would have been smart. Y'all know that TikTok trend where it's like, I'm getting that itch again. Anyway, I'm getting that itch to go to Barnes, of course. And because I want to deter myself from making those poor financial decisions, I thought it would be fun to show you guys all the books that I'm currently in the middle of, talk about why I haven't finished reading them yet, and then tell you guys the book that I'm going to read that I have on my shelf, and I don't need to go to Barnes because I have lots of books that I need to read. Okay, so let's just start off with the Kindle. I think I only have a little life on the Kindle. Haven't finished it because it's a big book. It's like 1,000 pages. I don't know. It's a really big book. So haven't finished it, but I'm very intrigued. If you guys know the book cover, that is a man in ecstasy. Okay. He was releasing. He was in being pleasured and releasing. And it's just very creepy to me to have that on my shelf. I don't want that face on my shelf. Especially like having it on your shelf and like facing out, like on display. Ew, no. So I have it on my Kindle, but again, it's a big book, haven't finished it. Then I have Toxic Empathy. This book also intrigued me. I feel like all books intrigue me. That's the reason I read them, duh. And so not to go too deep into it, I just wanted to get another perspective of someone who is like deep into that stuff. This isn't the only thing. I'm also reading Jackie Perry Hill. The only reason I didn't include that devotional in this stack is one, because it's a devotional. It's not really a book. I mean, it's a book, but it's not a book. But also two, I only included things that I've read at least more than like 25 pages of. And I'm only on like day 3 of that, 3 or 4. So I didn't include that. Anyway, I am only on lie number 2. So she's basically going through like 5 lies told by progressive Christians and kind of debunking that based off her knowledge of the Bible and her beliefs. Anyway, I haven't gotten through all this book. I'm keeping an open mind regardless if I agree with anything she says or if I disagree with anything she says. I feel like I've always been a pretty open-minded person. Like, I can understand both sides of an argument. Like, I can argue for both sides of an argument if I wanted to. Like, including with pro-life, pro-choice, I can argue for both sides. I don't even know where I stand. And that's part of the reason why I like this book, because I feel like it's helping me to hone down on like my beliefs and what I feel is right and wrong. Anyway, we're not going to get too deep into like politics, religion, and anything like that on this channel. It's not right now. So I'm going to move on. And then I also am reading Station 11. I'm actually almost done with this book, I want to say. The only thing is I was doing the audiobook of it. So I don't know where I left off. And this was like only like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was on the audiobook of it, and then my audiobook got returned to Libby. Let me see. If I press the open audiobook, will it tell me where I left off, please? Okay, it does. Okay, it's chapter 53. I'm literally 97% of the way through. I'm basically done with this book. I have 19 minutes left. I listen on 2x, usually 2x speed, so I got like 10 minutes left. I can literally finish this right now, so I'm probably actually gonna do that. And I'll update you guys on how I like this book so far. I mean, I love the book, but I'll tell you guys more about it later. My camera battery's dying, that's great, but I do have a backup battery, so it's fine. Also, while I'm on Libby, I will go ahead and say I'm also doing the audiobook of Everything is Tuberculosis. I'm 23% of the way through that. Also, guys, I know I could be long-winded. I'm so sorry. Hopefully, I'm finding people who enjoy my long-windedness and like to yap like I do, because I don't have anyone to yap about in person because I have social anxiety and I'm shy. And I could yap to my husband, but I don't want to bore him because he doesn't care. I mean, he'll pretend like he cares, but you know, whatever. And he's sleeping because he works a night shift. Anyway, that's a tangent. Okay, so I'm gonna finish Station 11. I'll give you guys an update on that. All the Light We Cannot See. I don't know how far along I am on this either. It looks like I am on page 63. It was very confusing to me because I was doing the audiobook. I was tandem reading, but sometimes I would put my book down and like listen to it in the shower or when I was cooking, driving, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't have chapter numbers. It just has like the name of the chapter. So when I was doing the audiobook, sometimes I would do the audiobook right before bed, and then I would fall asleep, and then I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know where I left off because there's no chapter numbers and I don't know how to find my place in the book. Not that I wasn't enjoying the contents of this book. I actually did like it, but it was just getting confusing, and I guess I just got overwhelmed and I just gave up on it. Audiobook I returned. I just haven't picked the book back up. Definitely not fully DNFing it. I'll come back to it at some point. It is a bit chunky though. And then Pride and Prejudice. I just don't know if I'm a fan of classics. The language in it is just so hard for me to comprehend. But I also feel like that's something I need to push through to develop my comprehension skills, my language, my knowledge, ability to communicate, because I definitely can't do that. And just, yeah, I feel like I definitely need to like fight through it. Also because people just love these books and I want to love these books. So I'm going to try this again. I've read it a good like 4 or 5 times. Like I've started it a good 4 or 5 times. I've tried the audiobook as well. And it's just hard for me. This book, I did a full DNF. I feel like I might come back to this book at some point, but it was definitely giving like Sally Rooney's Normal People to me. And I did not like that book at all because like I'm fine with a book having 0 plot, but like it also needs to make me feel something. It needs to, you know, it needs to have something in it, and this just didn't give me that. Normal People by Sally Rooney definitely didn't give me that. Okay, wouldn't recommend. This book, I feel like it could have gotten there. Maybe I didn't give it enough of a chance, but I also got through like a good, like at least 50% of the book. And I don't know, it was just really boring to me. Every time I read it, I was very like zoned out. I didn't really care for the characters, so I don't know if I'll ever be going back to that book. This book by Faith Pinkay, This Is What Should Have Been Ours. I definitely have not DNF'd this book. I'm actually still currently reading it. I'm just not picking it up right now. Like last time I picked it up was about a week. I'm just not a romance girl, but I am very invested in the story and I do want to see how it ends. I heard it's gonna make me cry. I am definitely known to get emotional, so I'm scared of that because sometimes when things like are really deep for me and are super emotional, and it almost gives me like anxiety to the point where I feel sick, like physically ill sick, and I don't want to do that to myself, so I'm scared. I love the book though. Gonna come back to it. I have to mentally prepare myself. I have gotten to the point in that book where it's getting rough. Over halfway through, I would say. And the book is about cancer, so you can imagine what part of the book I'm at. Magnolia Parks. I know this is probably a very hot take. People love Magnolia Parks and this whole Magnolia universe, whatever it's called. I just cannot. I kid you not, this is no exaggeration. I've started this book at least 10 times. Book and audiobook. I have tried my best. I can't do it. I don't know. It's so boring. It's so annoying. The characters are insufferable because it's like y'all clearly love each other. Y'all clearly both want each other and know that nobody else will compare, but you don't want to be together because you're hard-headed. I get it. He did you wrong, this and that, but either say that and tell him and y'all fix it, or let it go. Like, come on now. I can't do it. Anyway, Red Rising. This is apparently a fantasy book. I'm not huge on fantasy either. Fantasy romance just aren't for me, really. I'll read them here and there. Oh, that's another thing. That reminds me. On Hoopla, I have the audiobook of Fourth Wing. I'll get to that in a minute. But Red Rising, I was thinking this was going to be more sci-fi, which it is sci-fi. It's like science fantasy. But I thought it was going to be like science fiction. And I don't know. The fantasy part of it just took me out. I was a little bored. It was definitely more interesting than ACOTAR. I don't know if that says a lot because I didn't really care for ACOTAR. I gave it like 3 stars. It was cool, but it was, I don't get the hype, honestly. I could probably drop my rating lower. I don't think it was anything like Divine Rivals or even Silver Elite to me, but also take my opinions and reviews for fantasy books with a grain of salt because like I said, I'm not a fantasy girl. Okay, so also like I was talking about Fourth Wing, I did the graphic audio for Fourth Wing and the graphic audio was so cool. It blew my mind. It's like you're listening to a movie but you're not looking at the screen. Like if they say they're running, you're hearing the like them running. They say they're in a sword battle, you hear the like you're hearing all this. Say they're in like a crowded hallway, you can hear murmurs in the background while they're narrating the book. It is just so good and interesting, and it really helps you like get into the story more, especially for a fantasy book. So I did finish Fourth Wing, thank you, and I am now on, not Onyx Storm, what's it called? What's the second book? Y'all know the second book. Iron Flame. I loved the first part of Fourth Wing. I won't say I loved it. It was good. It was like 3.75, maybe 4 stars. I enjoyed it. But the second one, I'm just kind of bored. And it's very spicy, and I'm not a huge fan of spice. This is what I'm actually going to read right now, and I'm actually really excited to read this. I have not watched the show, so I don't know anything that's going to happen in this book. I know y'all are so sick of me talking about I Who Have Never Known Men. Okay, if you don't know, I feel like I'm just going to talk about that book in every single video because that's just my book. But I truly love that book so much. It made me like just really think and question things, and it had no plot really. You got no answers from the questions that you would get in that book, but for some reason I loved it so much. And I feel like if any other book did that, I would hate it so much. And I feel like this book was trash. And for some reason, maybe I'm grasping for straws because I just need that same feeling that I got from that book. But this is giving that to me, and y'all are probably watching this. If you've already watched The Handmaid's Tale or read it, then you're probably like, girl, no, it's not. Which, fair. I don't know. I haven't read it or watched it, so I don't know what to expect. I know it is about like womanhood and like control or something, I think. No, this has to eat, please. Oh, I hope I'm not raising my hopes too high for this book. Okay, I need to calm down. Don't expect too much. We're just reading. We're just going into it blind and reading and just gonna enjoy what we get from it. But I'm so excited. Also, it has the little flap and the deckled edges. I am not a fan of that. Especially the deckled edges. I like smooth pages because I don't know if it's like a stem, not a stem. Whenever I read, basically what I'm trying to say is whenever I read, I like to go like this while reading. So like I'll be reading like this. And the edges stress me out. I don't like how they feel. Like Faith's book is really smooth on the edges, so I could just do this. That is so satisfying to me. Or like even like this, I'll just hold the corner like this and just, I don't know what it is, but I love it. Also, when I was younger, imagine this is a pencil, right? Like imagine this is the eraser side of a pencil. You know the little metal part around the pencil? When I was younger, I used to just sit in class like this. Especially when I'm trying to like think or focus, or I'm like taking a test, I would just sit there like this. And I don't know if it's like a sensory thing for me or what, but like it just calms my nerves. I'm excited to start this. I need to hurry up. I have about 2 hours before I have to pick up my son. So I'm just gonna read as much as I can. I do need to actually run to a few places, but I'm gonna try not to go to Barnes. If I end up in Barnes, sue me. I don't know what to tell you. Yo, Miss Martha has been working. These are all the books that she's put out. Update, I didn't get very far at all. I am literally on page 13. I think I read one single page last time I checked in, and got distracted because I'm trying to catch up on Stranger Things. My husband and I, well, my husband already watched all of Stranger Things, and y'all know that the new season just came out. And so he's ready to watch the new season. I've been watching Stranger Things for the first time, and he was re-watching it with me up until they released the new season. So now that the new season's out, obviously he's ready to watch the new season, but I'm still on season 3. So I have 2 more seasons before I can get there. So anyway, I'm trying to like binge it while he's at work. I don't know if Stranger Things is for me, honestly. Like, it's just a little boring, but he keeps saying, no, season 2 was just not a good season. Like, you just have to, like, just wait. It's gonna get better. So we'll see. Anyway, I got this little thing in the mail from Amazon, and it's like DIY bookmarks. So let me see what all it came with. It came with like these these transfer decals. You can pick which one you want. I think I'm gonna do the bows because I'm absolutely loving bows right now. I don't know what it is. It's bows and cherries and ice cream. Y'all know I love ice cream. And I think that's like martinis. I don't really care for the martini glass, but I mean, it's still cute. And it has butterflies. I am scared of butterflies, but I also love butterflies at the same time. I don't know how to explain it. The pencil one. No, these are all so cute. I'm not gonna be able to use them all though. I'm about to sell them, guys. If you want one, 50 cents. 50 cents, I'll send you one. I'm gonna watch Stranger Things while I put these bookmarks together. I'm definitely gonna wash my hair today because it's looking a whole mess. It's oily and it's done for. I'm gonna show you guys the bookmarks. I still have some to do, but I was like, why am I even doing all of them when I'm not gonna use all of them? But I know they're not really focused, but here's how they look. So you just transfer the little sticker things onto the acrylic, add the little tassel, and yeah, that's literally it. But I'm about to go ahead and start reading. Might fall asleep, honestly. I also got to episode 5, season 3 of Stranger Things. And it is getting better. It's definitely getting crazy. It's giving scary. It's giving horror show. But no, I'm enjoying it. The only thing is, oh my gosh, like why does my hair right here do that? Oh, because I probably cut my bangs. The only thing is, as someone with emetophobia, they show that too much. Like, why do you need? I don't understand why shows and like movies and TV and things like that feel the need to like actually show someone like, you know, like that's so unnecessary. It doesn't add to the like cinematic value of the movie. I don't get why they have to do that. Like, just put their head in a trash can and make the sound. You don't have to actually show like, I don't understand why they do that. It is so irritating. So I don't know if you guys know about this site. If you have any phobias, this is kind of a crazy website name, but the website is called Does the Dog Die? And you can literally type in any movie or TV show, and then it'll just have a list of phobias, like, or not even just phobias, but just like triggers, like if any pets get, you know, any child abuse, like anything like that you get triggered by that you don't want to see. It'll tell you exactly the episode and or minute marker or whatever you need to be able to skip it. So thank God for this website, because I would actually quit watching the show if it weren't for this, because it like, and then it just jump scares you. Like, they'll do a hard cut to a new scene and it'll just be somebody like why are you doing that? Like, grow up. No, I'm kidding. But no, it's actually like disturbing and I can't handle it. So that stresses me out. But yeah, we're good. This whole episode is good until we get to episode 7, I think it said. So anyway, let me grab my book. Let me go sit down and read. I wonder how far I'll get in this book. We are headed to Barnes. I feel like didn't I just say like yesterday or something, I was like, I'm not gonna go to Barnes because I don't need to. Let me make sure I got my husband's wallet. Indeed it is. Amen to that one. Amen. I also need to go to Bath and Body Works because I just need to re-up on the smell goods in our house. You know, like the wallflowers, maybe a candle. I just hate how expensive their candles are, but they do smell good. Okay, so we just pulled out of Barnes. I said, all right, let me grab Dada's card. What did you say, Tootie?
You do have a card.
I have my own card.
Yes.
But I want to use Dada's. Is that okay? I want Dada to pay for it. Should I do that?
Yes.
Okay, so I should use Dada's card, not Mama's?
No.
All right, period. Thanks.
Dad.
Those are calendars. Oh, you gotta see who's behind the door. It's Elmo.
Elmo. He's come with me.
I wonder if I should buy a book like this with Kai and like read it with him. Percy Jackson. Either like Goosebumps or Magic Treehouse. Oh, I love Magic Treehouse. No, I think I'm gonna look for Magic Treehouse actually and read that with Kai. That'll be so fun because that was like one of my favorite books to read growing up. And I think he'll really like it, like the whole magic adventure part of it. So yeah, I'm gonna do that because he likes to read. He can actually read it on his own, which is crazy because he's in 1st grade, but he can read my books. But I want to read it with him. I think it'll be cute. So a series of unfortunate events. Oh, I love a series of unfortunate events.
No.
Oh, space. Absolutely love that they put the Bath and Body Works right across from Barnes. My battery's on. I'm gonna do a quick haul if I can. I'm just about to set the camera up. Let's just do it right here. That's fine. Okay, so Bath and Body Works. I just got the candle. I didn't see champagne toast. I mean, I didn't see peach Bellini. I'm very much convinced that they don't do it anymore unless it's like a summer, spring thing. I don't know. Hold on. So I just got champagne toast, which still smells so good. The thing about my camera is when it says the battery's low, it means it's about to turn off in 30 seconds. I don't like that. I don't get why it doesn't give more of a heads up. Anyway, so I also got 2 champagne toast wallflowers, and then I got 3 of these sun-drenched linen wallflowers. It was between this and Laundry Day. They're both my favorites because I just love that clean, just that smell when it just smells like a clean house, like you just did laundry and just But I ended up going with sun-drenched linen. Laundry Day is Also very good. And then there's one called Clean House Vibes that I used to get too. That one also smells good, but it's more of like a masculine smell. Like it smells clean and fresh, but like in a manly way. So if you have a man who lives with you and he don't want like all the sweet smells, which my husband doesn't care obviously, but if you know, if you have one that cares, worry about you, Tootie, then I would definitely recommend Clean House Vibes, because it smells good, but it's still a little bit manly. Ask me if I'm gonna read, I don't know. Oh wait, I didn't even show you guys what I got from Barnes. What the heck? Okay, so Barnes. I actually didn't get anything for myself, but for some reason I got stuff for Kai, which was very random. I wasn't expecting to go in there and do that. So y'all know initially I was looking at the Magic Treehouse. I ended up getting the space one and not a regular one for us to read together, but I just know he's gonna enjoy this so much more. I'm talking so fast, I'm trying to hurry up, sorry. And then I ended up seeing these books that are called like Who is blah blah or What is blah blah. So I got Who is Barack Obama and What is Juneteenth, because obvious reasons. We're gonna head home so I can eat really fast. I'm so proud of myself for not getting anything at Barnes. Clap it up, because I was like, am I really gonna spend like $18+ and get a book that I'm probably not gonna read right now? It's just gonna sit on my shelf. This book will always be here. Like I can always come back and get the book or order it online or whatever the case may be. So I'm like, it's not a big deal.
Boughs of holly, la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, la 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 la. Don't we know I'll get up.
First of all, terrible angle because my camera keeps flying off the tripod, so I have to have it leaned back. Anyway, quick update. So last time I checked in with you guys, I was probably on what, like page 20 or something of The Handmaid's Tale. I don't remember exactly, but I'm currently on chapter 19, which is page 109. I'm not even halfway yet, but I feel like it's still a pretty good chunk. I read a good bit yesterday. Today we are having a 24-hour readathon in the book club, which I feel like is the perfect day because it's like gloomy and rainy outside, and so I don't know, the vibes are kind of set to just sit inside and do nothing but read. And I also don't really have anything to do other than like take care of my kids. So I honestly kind of hate setting goals because I feel like it puts a lot of pressure on it, and then I just don't reach my goal and then I get in my head about it. But my goal is to, of course, finish this book and then get about 50% of the way into Iron Flame Part 2, which I am currently 13% of the way in because I just started it this morning. The readathon's been going on for like an hour and a half now. So 13% of the way in through that. I want to get to about 50%. I want to finish this book. Before I get back into reading though, I wanted to go through all the books I read in November because why not? We're about to change locations. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, my reading goal for the year of 2025 was 100 books. And surprisingly, I'm actually hopefully gonna hit it. I'm currently at 97 out of 100 books read, and it says I am 5 books ahead of schedule, which can't be right because we only have like what, 2-3 more weeks left of December. I mean, I guess if they're going by my reading pace at the beginning of the year, then yeah, but like lately 5 books in 2-3 weeks, absolutely not. But I'm going to try my best. Well, I only need 3 more books, which means The Handmaid's Tale, Iron Flame, and then whatever else I choose to do. So I feel like it's doable. I feel like we can definitely get there. It'll probably be cutting it really tight though, especially with the holidays and all that. So anyway, let's go over the books I read. I think I told you guys about Station 11 earlier in this vlog, how I literally only had like 10-15 minutes left. So I did end up finishing that. I enjoyed the book overall. I feel like it kind of went in one ear and out the other, not gonna lie. But I do remember the plot, the overall theme of the book. It was just a little confusing. It was a lot of characters to keep up with, and there were like timeline jumps. Like it would go from after the pandemic to before the pandemic, and it was just kind of confusing with all the people, and you know, it was just a little confusing, especially because I was doing it on audiobook. I completely put my book on the shelf and just forgot about it and just only did the audiobook. So I guess it was hard for me to like register, because you know, like when you're reading a physical copy, you can see like those paragraph gaps or chapter type, whatever you need to see. And so I feel like the audiobook, I kind of got lost in the sauce a little bit. I don't know, but overall it was still a good book. Don't know if I would recommend it, only because I can't fully remember all of it, but I did give it 3 stars because I do remember like in the moment being like, oh, this is good. It's like I have nothing bad to say necessarily, but I think I would need to go back and reread the book with a more clear headspace. I think the slump just kind of has me all over the place right now. One of my most recent reads was The Girls Who Grew Big by Layla Motley. I absolutely love this book. My son's calling me. I feel like this book was really good for like imagery and writing style. Like her lyricism in this book was absolutely amazing. It was my first time. Wait, did I already talk about this? I feel like I already talked about this, but definitely check your trigger warnings if you need to, because it does get into some things. But yeah, overall very good book. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I also read The Mad Wife. This was our November book of the month for the book club I'm in. I also have nothing bad to say about this book. Oh my gosh, I feel like the first half of the book was very much like, I feel like the author was trying to be deep in the motherhood realm, giving good quotes and relatable quotes about motherhood, and then it just kind of shifted gears, so I didn't really have anything to tab, but still really did enjoy this book. I gave it a 4-star. I feel like I'm just flying through these reviews. I don't know if I'm explaining any of them good, so sorry about it. Just kind of here to give my star rating and say that I read it. I'm not really giving a full review, but I did read The Surrogate Mother, which if you know me, you know I'm a Frida hater. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like she's definitely overhyped. If I were a high schooler, then I would have ate these books up, okay? I feel like these books are fun for someone who isn't looking for really anything deep. Like if this is your first book that you read in a long time, especially as an adult or whatever, then you might enjoy it, because Frida was one of those books that I read when I first started reading as an adult. Colleen Hoover and Frida McFadden, of course. And so I enjoyed it back then. But now that my reading taste has really developed and I know what I like in a book, it's not Frida McFadden. It's funny that I say that, but I still tune into every single book that she dropped. Frida's definitely a good author if you just want to turn your brain off, because all of her characters have their brains off. And the reason I don't like these books so much is because, like, yeah, it's twisty turny, yeah, there's always like a jaw-dropping moment, like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming. But you don't see it coming because it's so stupid. Like, it's not realistic at all. It's just so irritating to read, honestly, but I still do it because they're fast-paced, they are jaw-dropping, and it's still a book towards my reading goal, so I do it anyway. I think that's all I really read. And then Fourth Wing was the last thing that I read / listened to in November. I need some water. I'm healing from the 4th cold in a row. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to go read as much as my kids will let me read. And I'm not even going to pick out what book I want to read next. I'm going to try to get through this one, get through the audiobook, or at least 50% of the way in the audiobook, and then I will pick a book after, because there's no point in even picking out a book if I'm not even going to finish this one. Like, let's be realistic. Probably not going to finish. Oh, also so far in this book, I feel like, I wouldn't say it's confusing, but there's times where the narrator will shift from right now, like her present moment, to something that happened in the past, and the way that she shifts, you don't really notice it. I can't really explain it well, because if I try to read you any part of the book that does it, I would have to read like a whole page, and I'm not going to sit here and read a whole page. But there's just times where she'll be talking about something in the present moment and like describing it and just going through her thoughts, and then it'll just all of a sudden shift to like before she became like the handmaid. And so you really have to pay attention and try to keep up with, if we're talking about present tense or past tense. I have had to read a few paragraphs a few times just to make sure I'm fully understanding what's being said, but it's not as confusing. Like, I feel like it's still easy to grasp. There's also some dialogue in this book that doesn't have quotation marks. I'm still trying to figure out the difference, because there's some moments where she does use quotation marks and some where she doesn't. At first I thought she wasn't using quotation marks when she was like reciting what happened in the past and just kind of telling the story of what she went through, and then she uses the quotation marks in the present moment, like if something's happening now for her. But then I feel like there was a time where she also didn't have quotation marks for the present moment, unless I just misinterpreted what I was reading. But anyway, so that does also get a little confusing. If you know, you know. I don't like Normal People by Sally Rooney, and Sally Rooney is like the queen of not using quotation marks. So hopefully that doesn't irritate me too much. I didn't really mind. That's not the reason I didn't like the book though. So I don't think I'm really gonna mind it as much, but it's just something to be aware of when reading. It can get a little confusing. Moving this to the red section. Guess we'll put it here. These are my little mini books for my TBR drawer that I don't use. I'm in the school pickup line for my son. I am about to read for the next 30 minutes. And yesterday in the book club, we had the readathon. I feel like I read a decent little bit. Like, I didn't reach my goals fully for the readathon, but I still got through a lot. So I'm gonna update you guys on where I am with everything. So for The Handmaid's Tale, I am on page 226. And there are 290, there's exactly 295 pages in there. So I have like 70 pages left, which will take me probably like an hour and a half if I just sit down and fully read straight. Also, got very far in the audiobook of Iron Flame. I am 79% of the way through Iron Flame. Only have 2 hours left. And since it's the graphic audio, I'll pretty much just do this on like 1.25 speed because I don't want to like go too fast. I'm trying to hear like all this stuff that's going on. Anyway, so far my thoughts on that book, I don't know, I don't hate it, but I think I'm just not fully into it anymore. Like I told you guys before, but I'm not huge into fantasy books and things like that, but it was really interesting, especially Fourth Wing. Just listening to a graphic audio for the first time, it was, you know, it was cool, it was different, it was intriguing, and so yeah, I had a good time. But now that I'm kind of past the initial like, wow, this is so amazing, I've never like listened to anything like this before, I'm kind of just actually focusing on just the book now, and it's just, man, like, I don't know if, I haven't read anyone's reviews on them, so I don't really know if people really like this book or not. Like, but it's just, I don't know, it's just meant to me. Like, it's not bad. I'm gonna finish the rest of the book and probably go on to Onyx Storm, but I really don't care for it. If I never read it, I don't think I would ever have missed anything. That's just my honest thoughts. It is also very spicy, and I could do without the spice. Like, especially hearing it as a graphic audio, no, I feel like I'm actually watching an adult film and I'm uncomfortable. But no, it's a pretty good book overall. Who's honking? I also went to Barnes yesterday. Sorry, I shouldn't put this gum in my mouth yet, but I also went to Barnes yesterday and I picked up this book called Men We Reaped. I've never heard anyone talk about this book. Usually I only get books, this is kind of crazy, but usually I only get books that I've seen people talk about, whether that's like on Book Talk, it's just heavily popular, or if it's from booktubers that I just trust, and I trust their reviews, and I feel like we have the same taste book wise. So I usually only get books like that. But yesterday yesterday was just a day, okay, and I just had a coming to self. Not even coming to self. I just really realized something in my personal life, and I was like, you know what, I just want to fully educate myself on like history. And I don't really know exactly what this book is about. Like, I noticed about by the blurb, but I don't think it's necessarily exactly what I was going for as far as like a historical book that's going to teach me about like Black history, American history, and things like that. Hopefully that book is good in that sense, but what I'm really looking for is like nonfiction historical. Like, I just want to learn more about politics, more about just everything, like on both sides. Like, I just want to educate myself further, like that Toxic Empathy book. That's not really politics, that's more religion, but you know, just like that, I just want to further educate myself more on things, so that if I'm ever in like a debate, or you know, someone just sees something differently from me, I can further explain why I feel X, Y, and Z. I just feel like I need to have a better understanding of my own, sorry, my camera won't sit up, of my own like opinions and things, which I know that probably doesn't make sense because you're like, well, they're your opinions, how do you not understand them? But I just have a hard time explaining the way I feel. Anyway, so I feel like 2026 is going to be my year of like really diving into nonfiction books. I already read nonfiction now, but it's probably one every month or once every other month, so it's not like super frequently. But I will say, every time I've read a nonfiction book, I think I've given them all like 5 stars. I'm excited to dive more into nonfiction books and just learn more, just fully educate myself in all realms of just life, because I feel like that's really important, is to like be educated. Like, we can't just be walking around ignorant especially willfully ignorant. Like I can't just be like, I don't care to look up this stuff. Like I know that I don't know much about this certain subject and I just don't care to. Oh well. No, I don't like that. So anyway, I'm excited to learn more, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read because I'm wasting my time. I now have 20 minutes left. So I don't know why it feels like a Friday, but it's definitely Monday, and I need to wrap up this vlog soon. So let me finish this book. Chocolate milk. I need this so bad right now. Let's crack it open. I haven't had the peach Alani in so long. Yummy. I don't know what's going on with me today. Better. That's how I'm feeling. Anyway, this is very much needed. I just stripped the couch of most of the cushions because it needed a clean. She drew on it with marker and just all types of stuff. So I'm getting the couch clean. So I have to do all these dishes, and then I'll finally be able to sit down and read. So we'll see how long it takes me to get all this stuff done. Then by that time, it's probably gonna be time for me to make some kind of dinner. Don't know what that's gonna be yet, but gotta make something. I finally finished The Handmaid's Tale. Quick thoughts because we're outside playing basketball right now. So I overall enjoyed the book. I gave it like a 4.75 star, which is basically a 5-star. I just had something that I didn't like. Like there were some parts that I was confused. I think I told you guys this before, but the writing style, like the writing style is really good, great storytelling, but it was also a little confusing if you're not fully locked in. And most of the time, the majority of the time when I'm reading, it's when my kids are awake. So I had to take a lot of breaks in between reading, and I would just be sidetracked and distracted. And so I feel like that kind of made it harder for me to be fully into the story. But yeah, overall, it was like, I really enjoyed it. I loved the writing. Also, the ending almost gave me like Annie Bot. Like it was like a very open-ended, ambiguous ending. Come to whatever conclusion you want about the ending type of vibe. I'm not really a huge fan of that. It left too many questions, and I know saying that is kind of contradictory because my favorite book is I Who Have Never Known Men, which is a book known for you're not going to get any answers to your questions. But it's different, I feel like, because in I Who Have Never Known Men, the questions that you get from the book are just like questions of like, how did X, Y, and Z happen? Why were they there? You know, just like simple things to like figure out what happened in the plot, like mostly at the beginning of the book that you're not going to get. You're still getting something from the book, like what the author was trying to make you feel and get from the book. Their intentions on writing the book was all there. It doesn't really matter how they got in the book or why they were there, how they got out, anything like that. That was not the point to the story. But in The Handmaid's Tale, without giving too many spoilers for the ending, because the open-ended question was left at the ending instead of, you know, like from the plot or from the beginning of the book, you're now sitting wondering what happened to her. Like in I Who Have Never Known Men, we know what happened. We know the ending. We know how it resulted. We just don't have some of the questions from the beginning. But it's the opposite with The Handmaid's Tale because you don't know how it ended. And it's like, well, come up with your own. Or it's even like kind of like The Grace Year. It's giving The Grace Year, Annie Bot, kind of The Compound. So yeah, that's the vibes I got from it. But it wasn't bad. I'm pretty sure I understand the ending. I think I know. I interpreted it in the way that I feel is correct. I can't say it, of course, because spoilers, but I'm excited to watch the show. I don't know if the show will kind of give those answers. I don't know how much the show follows the books, but I'm excited to watch the show for the first time. I did also barely start Frankenstein. This book is only like 200 pages or something, so I was like, let me just get this through. This is our book of the month, but I expeditiously put it down. I was like, this is so insufferable. I'm sorry. Classic books are so hard for me to read. The Handmaid's Tale, I'm pretty sure is a classic, but I don't know. These are like super, like from the late 1800s, early 1900s, and that's just like, I can't, like the writing style, it's so hard for me to understand. That this and Pride and Prejudice are the only two that I've tried to read that I just can't like get with the language. It's just too confusing for me. I think I can get the audiobook on Libby or Hoopla, I believe. If not, then I'm just gonna skip out. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm gonna just wrap up this vlog here. I was gonna try to read one more book, but I don't want to drag y'all on for another 5 days, because let's be realistic, we're not reading another book in the next day or two. It's just not happening. I only have one more book. Where's my phone? I don't even know. I only have one more book on my reading goal for 2025. I'm 99 out of 100, which is crazy. But yeah, I'm super excited. Oh, did I tell you guys I finished? I think I did tell you guys that I finished Iron Flame. If I didn't, I did. I gave it, did I give it like 2.5 or 3 stars? I don't know, it wasn't great. Whatever I gave it wasn't great. The ending was amazing. I loved the ending of the book. It really had me like, oh wow, this is crazy. What? I'm gonna get back out here to play basketball with the kids. Thank you guys so much for watching up until this point. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe so you can keep up with my upcoming videos. Thank you guys so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.